Hey there guys, it's Silver, your host, and we are back for another simple Digivolution guide. This time around, I'm going to show you how to get an Angemon from a Patamon. Now, here's a Patamon I made earlier for the previous Digivolution guide, and this is what his stats look like. Now, Angemon has some very specific requirements, simple but specific. First of all, you need to have the MP stat over 1000, the brains stat above 100. You also have to specifically have Patamon as your partner, and you need to have made one or less care mistakes. For the purpose of this guide, we are not going to be making any care mistakes at all. What do care mistakes involve? Not feeding your Digimon when he's hungry, letting your Digimon go to the toilet on the floor, or not letting him go to sleep when he's tired. Don't make any of those mistakes. They will lock you out of getting Angemon. And we're also going to keep his weight at around 15 to 20, so we're going to have to carefully manage that. So, to begin this guide, we are going to start by putting some focus onto the MP stats, because it's one of his lowest. And it also ups our defense, so it's very good that we put some focus on that. We'll go for 2 or 3 training sessions, and then we'll switch to brains. Keep in mind that you can put focus onto Patamon's other stats, his HP, offense, speed, defense, that kind of thing. But for the purpose of this guide, do not make them go over 100 or 1000 for the HP stat, or they might mess with the stat calculation system and give you another Digimon. So keep them under 100 or 1000. One more MP training session, and we'll switch to brains. Yes, he needs to go to the toilet. Give him this portable potty. And because he has high discipline, he'll accept it without complaining. And we're going to do 2 sessions of training on brains, and then we're going to go and rest Patamon at Centaur Clinic, because after so many training sessions, usually after about 4 or 5, your Digimon will start to get tired, and if they become fatigued, the sweat drop appears above their head, they will start to lose discipline and happiness, which is bad. Very bad. Right, so 1. Goodness me, the guy's hungry again. Give him the sirloin. And 1 more brain training session. We've already hit the brain requirement. We're going to make it higher though. You can also take your Digimon to the restaurant if you want to increase their stats. It's a good way to get stat buffs and also increase their happiness and discipline at times depending on the items you buy. We're going to go for the hot curry, or the burning hot curry. Offense went up 3, brains went up 2, happiness went up, tiredness went down. Very good way to fill your Digimon's hunger meter and also buff those stats a little bit. We're going to resume a bit later on when we are further into the training and closer to getting our Angemon. Alrighty, we are back and 2 days into Patamon's training. His stats look like this now. He has over 1000 MP. Well over 100 brains. We haven't made any of the care mistakes that I previously listed, and I'm now going to be carefully monitoring his feeding and giving him smaller meats to get that weight down. Not that it will make a difference to the guide, because provided you have the HP the MP and the brains above 1,100 respectively, Patamon is your partner, and you've made one or less care mistakes, you should get an Angemon. But just to hit a bonus requirement, I'm going to have to keep it somewhere between, well, 20 but no higher than 24. So I'm going to be monitoring his weight and doing a little bit more training just to keep improving his stats. Get everything as close to 100 as possible, and then by tomorrow we should have ourselves an Angemon. Might even do a bit of battling off camera as well, because that gives you a couple of stat boosts. Back in a minute, guys. Alright, we are on to the third and final day of Patamon's training. His stats look like this, nice and well rounded. All of his secondary stats are as high as we can risk getting them without messing with the game's stat calculation. His MP and brains are at an excellent amount. Brought his weight down by feeding him some smaller meats. And I'm now just going to do a couple of battles to pass the time, get our stats up a tiny bit more, and then he should be about ready to Digivolve into our Angemon. So I'll see you in a second, guys. It's going to be good. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our Angemon. As you can see, all of his stats have risen very, very nicely. And because he's a Digimon with very specific stat requirements, it even put up our tamer level. All of his stats are either over 100, 200 or 1,000, so he's going to be a very solid Digimon to bring you through the early game if you're doing this at the beginning. And he also has a fairly reasonable pool of both electric and battle moves. Well, air and battle moves. So, I do hope you guys have found this guide useful. If you have, do feel free to leave a like or comment. And I will see you in the next one, where I intend to, if RNG permits, take this Angemon and show you how to get a Dejimon. We'll see how the RNG pans out for that one. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping in, and the support is appreciated. So guys, I have been Silver, your host. Have a fantastic morning, afternoon or night, and I will see you again very soon. Take care, guys.
Yes, yes.